welcome to this session on coding. In this session, we are going to see about Microbit, which is a device from BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation, which have made these devices. They are approximately very small in size, maybe half the size of credit cards. These kind of BBC Microbit devices are there. So to proceed further, we can go to this section. You can just type in your browser tech.microbit.org. So this is the page which opens up, and it has a very good information on the microbit. So before we go further, we should have a firm knowledge about the hardware which is used here. So I'm opening this hardware page, hardware overview section. In this section, you can see on my top this taskbar, you can see there is four versions are mentioned: 1.3x, 1.5, 2.00, and 2.2x. So in this video, you can see down that I have two microbit, but both are 1.3 and 1.5. I don't have currently 2.0 version, which has some additional features in the form of speaker. But to compensate it, I have some devices which have inbuilt speaker, which we'll use in our coming projects. Okay. So if we come to this section on the BBC Microbit, you can see that this is the device. The layout is very crisp. It's very thin. Very thin. You can keep it in a pocket or you can carry it anywhere. So this can be used like an embedded computer. So it's basically a very small computer which can run a lot of code as a standalone. Even you can program it with some devices like Simulink also. That also we'll see in our coming lecture. So this has in the front panel you can see there are LEDs. Approximately they are 5 by 5. That is 25 LEDs which you can program. It has two buttons. So buttons are A and B, as you can see here, A and B. So you can just press it and to run some code on your this very small device. On the bottom you can see there are the edge characters. You can see it is written 0, 1, 2, 3, 3 volts and ground. So 0, 1, 2, 3 volts and ground. Okay. So these are some of the pins which are we can use readily, like a GPIO, general purpose input output pins. There are other pins also, approximately 25 in numbers, which we can use with the help of this kind of a devices, which have you can use it to interface your microbit, and so that you can use all the pins available in your microbit. Okay, so we'll see in our coming slides and videos that how to use this kind of a device. On the back side of the microbit, if you just go to the back side, you will see that there is a processor. The processor is from a company called Nordic, and the model is NRF5, and this numbers 2833, they keeps on changing with the latest version which is used in the microbit. So Nordic is a company based in Norway, and they make this kind of processors. Okay. They also have a secondary processor which is called the interface chip, which can be also of Nordic, or if I select a version, say 1.3, which was a starting version, you can see that in this kind of device, the interface chip is from a company called as a Freescale, which is an NXP company, and the model is KL26Z. Okay. On the top, there's one reset button also. There's a battery connector. And this is for the battery connector. We also have a accelerometer and magnetometer on this device, as well as there's a Bluetooth on this device. So this device has Bluetooth, it has an accelerometer, it has a magnetometer, okay, as well as it has this GPIO pins which you can program, and you can connect this to a computer via this port. USB port is there. So with the help of this type of connections, you can interface this device to a computer, and we can perform different types of calculations and different types of logics, which we can use in home automation, industry automations, or maybe any other application which you can think of. Okay. So coming to, if you want to have a more look on this block diagram, this is a very good block diagram you can see. So the processor is from the Nordic, which is called NRF51, and there is an interface chip which is KL26. As the versions are improving, this interface chip is also replaced with a Nordic processor. So you can see that this interface chip will connect to our computer via this USB. So this interface chip role is to mainly talk to our computer, and from the computer, which the code which you supply to this device will go via this interface chip to this main processor. This main processor will then execute, and it can give command to this edge connector where your relays or some different kinds of devices are connected. Okay. There is a supply. This red line shows the supply which is coming from, say, USB, which is 5 volts. So the regulator will make it drop down to 3 volts. This 3 volt will then go to the processor and will also pass on to our edge connector. So in edge connector, you can see there is icon for 3 volt. So this is we are getting from after the regulator. So block diagram have some minute changes if we go to version, say, 2.2x, which is the latest version. So in the latest version, if you go, then you can see that this also have a, a basically a speaker. That is what I want to tell. The speaker is available in this microbit itself as a part of version 2.2x. Okay. Then this interface chip is also enhanced with the Nordic QDAA. That is a kind of a chip from the Nordic. Okay. If you see that block diagram now, you can see that whatever is shown in green line is added in this version 2.2x or version starting with 2.0 also. So you can see that we have a speaker, we have a microphone, as well as we have a touch logo, which is added to a version 2.2x. So if you are planning to buy a microbit, make sure that you buy the latest version, which is this is not the latest version, but you have a 2.2x version, so that you can practice a kind of a more peripherals. You can have a support from microphone and speaker in your project. There's a lot of to see about this processor also. So if you are interested and quite embedded and quite a good embedded engineer, then you can know more about this Nordic processors if you go to this website. And if you see the very basic, this is based on the ARM design. So it's a basically ARM Cortex M4 processor. 32-bit processor is there. The ROM is around 512 KB, RAM is 128 KB, and speed is around 64 megahertz. So this is basically it can solve most of purposes, like if you have a experience with Arduino devices. So this kind of a device is can be beneficial to your home automation or your industry automation projects, and can run whatever experiments I have done personally. I am using the devices for, say, now 2+ years. So I have found these devices to be very stable, and even the power consumption is very less. So in our future presentation also, we'll see how to add this kind of a camera and screen to this microbit. And to control this microbit, we can also try to learn about machine learning also. That also will come later in our further tutorials. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. And if you have more doubt, of course, you can contact me, as well as you can refer to this website, which is a very detailed description is there about the software, firmware, hardwares, and accessories. You can speak about what is the speakers, what is the microphones, and all. You can learn about different kinds of information. But remember, the more you practice on these devices, the more you are bound to learn. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Have a great day.